got us a bell, and I've been looking forward to this one.
Absolutely, two great athletes. Crowd here,
Kind of split.
big time in support of Chris Lee, but a couple of very vocal supporters of the All-Stars here tonight. Highly uncharacteristic. Don't know if that's the addition of Nikki Storm. She is quite striking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of the All-Stars.
But an interesting little development here. Been a lot of talk. You might even say scuttlebutt in the locker room about Chris Lee kind of being in a bit of a slump since Battlecade. Of course, captured the television championship from Manny Garcia. Tremendous matchup at Battlecade, our anniversary supercard. Manny Garcia captured the championship back. Chris Lee went 2 out of 3 falls against Garcia, and Garcia swept 2 straight falls. Not the first time that that's happened. Just something about Manny Garcia in those 2 out of 3 falls matches. He's won about 4 straight falls in those type of matches.
Yes.
And a lot of people kind of speculating that I don't know, is Chris Lee another individual kind of like Cyrus that we talked about earlier that has a full-time career in addition to professional wrestling? As a matter of fact, Chris Lee has 2 or 3 full-time careers in addition to professional wrestling. And a lot of the locker room talk, locker room scuttlebutt being maybe spreading himself a little too thin, perhaps.
Right, I don't got a damn clue what a scuttlebutt is, but the rumor is that he's just kind of getting tired and a little stretched out, you know, kind of wearing himself out.
Chris Lee, for anyone that does not know or is not from the area here, Chris Lee is a full-time traffic anchor for WXII Channel 12 and also overnights at 102 Jams, the Triad hip-hop leader. And yeah, to do both and to also be a full-time professional wrestler, it puts a lot on your plate.
You know, and my ex said I was a full-time anchor too, Brad, but that sort of thing happens. And this should be a great technical match, but this is a match Chris Lee really needs to kind of get off the snide, so to speak. But Roy Wilkins, he's another guy trying to get back on track. He's got a couple of losses under his belt since he dropped that heavyweight title. So both guys trying to get back on track, so to speak.
Both guys in a state of flux, you might say.
I know what flux means.
Thank you.
That's what makes time travel possible.
I don't know if that is correct. Roy Wilkins slips to the outside, and of course, the coach and his merry men always quick to take a breather.
I like it. Are they married now that they have someone from the UK in the group? Is Scotland in the UK?
I was good at geography before I started falling down on the floor on purpose every Saturday for 15 years. And now I'm not that good at it. Or anything else for that matter. Wilkins Wilkins stepping aside. He wants to slow this pace down. If there's anything that Roy Wilkins, if there's any way that he's in his element, it's in that slow, methodical, drag it out pace.
Yeah, he is a grinded out kind of guy. We talked about a grinded out tag match earlier. He is the definition of grinded out.
Wilkins, as good as he is, wrestles like a nagging wife. You just don't think that you're ever going to get out of this situation because Wilkins will just grind you into the mat. He will grind anything that you have in mind to do to a halt, and Wilkins will stay in the driver's seat pretty much until he makes a cardinal mistake or until one of these goofballs on the outside makes the mistake for him. Yeah. But when Wilkins is in control, when Wilkins is driving the car, there may be nobody better in CWF Mid-Atlantic than that man, Roy Wilkins. Chris Lee charges into the buckle, follows up with a cover, yes sir!
Yeah, nice move there with the big splash in the corner. And you know what I like? I like metaphors, Brad. You know it's March Madness right now.
This is March Madness.
And Roy Wilkins, he's running that zone defense. He grinds you down. That's what he does. Of course, right now, Chris Lee is the zone buster.
Going. Oh, God!
You know, Rob McBride used to do that to me all the time.
Speaking of nagging wives, they hate when you do that to them.
I thought you were talking about the coach.
That too. Wilkins with the best defensive maneuver in the entire CWF Mid-Atlantic, using those ropes to his advantage. It stings right in the collarbone and right in the rib cage.
Catches in the neck a little bit too.
Wilkins looking focused.
And, unfortunately, in the news, as we've seen, the ropes can be incredibly dangerous.
Absolutely. Everyone at CWF Mid-Atlantic wants to send our thoughts and prayers out to everyone affected by a horrible tragedy literally just 24 hours ago in Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that a lot of the guys in CWF have taken very personally. Pedro Aguirre Jr., great competitor in Mexico, unfortunately lost his life in a match with Rey Mysterio down in Mexico last night. And we're all thinking about him, and it really makes you think about your own mortality sometimes.
Absolutely. Everyone I know on the card tonight thinking about the inherent dangers of what it is we do night in and night out. And undeniably, Chris Lee is thinking about it. That shoulder just got driven right into the canvas. Wilkins, and this is what we talked about earlier. Wilkins will grind you into the daggum dirt.
And as we've seen from Wilkins lately, he has adopted a few arm submissions. He's got a top wrist lock he likes, a hammer lock, things like that he really grinds on that arm with. And we're going to see it right here, that top wrist lock.
Also want to make note of at least one that we know of, possibly two broken fingers on the hand of Chris Lee. You can see him taped up.
Yeah, got them splinted together.
That can also play a factor as if Wilkins can run his game plan, to go back to your sports metaphor. If Wilkins, boom, crossbody, and cover center of the ring, only got two. If Wilkins can run his game plan, any opportunity that Chris Lee has to come up, to fight up, he's gonna have a hard time gripping with that hand.
Yeah, I mean, that's, a lot of people don't realize how important having all your digits is in the ring. You know, you gotta grab guys, you gotta throw them, apply submissions, and so many things. And that's like you're losing two fingers right there. Man, the ref checking on him.
Yeah, Chris Lee is hurting in that corner. Coming up swinging, and Wilkins backs away.
Yeah, so smart. Look at the face of Wilkins.
Oh, used the referee as a shield and went right back to the arm.
Right in the ropes. Yeah, Wilkins, he's got that look like he's in attack mode right now.
Referee Kane Justice letting Wilkins know that he is flirting with disqualification, using those ropes, but nothing illegal about that one.
No, that's totally legal. Great.
Woo! Snapped that arm like a chicken wing.
You remember years ago when he was in his prime, when Kurt Angle would get that look in his face, that killer look?
Absolutely.
Roy Wilkins has that look right now.
You know, coaching the All-Stars have been saying for months, ever since Wilkins lost the championship back in December at Battlecade, they have been saying for months that Wilkins is still the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, that Wilkins should still be recognized as the champion. Wilkins going into this thing with something to prove.
And great sequence of kicks there. Yeah, like we said earlier, both guys trying to get off the Schneider right now. Go set up for maybe another splash in the corner.
Boom, just forearm smash.
Man, nice hard whip in the corner. He's got to get on him, though.
Everything Chris Lee tries to do, though, he's only got one arm to try and pull it off with, and he's got no grip.
Right, to make something like that a lot harder to do.
He's exerting a lot of energy here, trying to string moves together.
Oh, God.
Head hit the canvas hard.
Oh, man.
Head hit the canvas hard, the back of the head. Wilkins is poised, ready to strike. I don't even know if Chris Lee knows where he is at this point, but Wilkins is poised to strike.
Yeah, taking a shot in the back of the head, shining. Oh, my God.
Drilled him in the side of the head. Coach is loving it. Cover. Two. No, he did not get him with it.
Man, that was, if you recall back in the day, that was the coach's own finish, the Shining Wizard. It did not work for Roy Wilkins.
Talking about your March Madness metaphor, Wilkins undeniably is a #1 seed.
Oh, yes.
This is very much like a second round matchup that you might see. Chris Lee maybe, heads up, boom, off a golf swing. Chris Lee very much maybe like a #8 seed, a #9 seed in the middle. That #1 seed does not want to go out.
But he might have it with that Blue Thunder driver. Ooh. You know what, an 8 seed is always very dangerous, especially if you overlook them.
Absolutely, and that #1 seed does not want to be put out of competition. Chris Lee, would be a mild upset here. Not that Chris Lee's not a hell of an athlete. Soul Food didn't get it. Wilkins.
Gotta set him up. Gotta get what? Alpha Bar water slide? No.
Chris Lee slips out. Soul Food drilled in.
He's out.
Oh, Wilkins went down. Wilkins went down. It would have been better for Wilkins if he had bailed out of the ring, but he went straight down.
Setting up for that splash. Look at this idiot Chappie.
Chappie got the foot. Hang on. Chris Lee got to kick this moron off of him.
This guy, he is a chip off the old coach block.
He's keeping him. He's keeping him basically warm for Wilkins. Kane Justice needs to turn around. Oh, hell. Oh, he's got Chappie. He's got this moron Chappie. Wilkins heads up.
He's got him rolled up.
With the tights. Got him with the tights.
Thanks to that goof Chappie.
Kane Justice took his eye off the ball, and it cost him. Chris Lee coming up, visibly upset.